Aloha! Today I am going to show you how to make sourdough bread. So let's get started. Okay, so first I started out with 1 cup of starter. I added 1 cup of flour. Just going to stir that in until it is just kind of combined with the starter there. See, just all nice and sticky. Now I'm going to add in 1 cup of water, or almost, not quite the whole cup yet. I'm going to stir that in there, just kind of smush that up. I'm using the end of a spatula that the top fell off. It has turned into like my best tool for being able to do this. So just give that a good old stir. Okay, see how thick that is there? Too thick. Think of pancake batter. Can you make pancakes with this? No. So we're going to add just a little bit more water here. Just going to finish that off. It will probably end up being about perfect. Just stir that in a little bit more. And okay, so I've stirred in all my water. It is now kind of the consistency that I could make pancakes with it. However, we are not making pancakes with this. This is just feeding the starter. Okay, so let's take out the spatula I got here. We're going to cover that with parchment paper. Put the lid on. This allows it to breathe, and we're just going to let that breathe. Just sit on the counter for 3 to 4 hours. It will rise and kind of, see, I've got my line there. If you want to, you can throw an elastic, a ribbon, whatever you want there to create the line, so that way you can better watch to see it rise. It's going to rise to nearly double, not quite double, but we'll come back and revisit it in about 3 hours and turn it into dough. Okay, so it's been honestly probably about 5 hours since I fed my starter. So it's all the way to the top. Take it off. And see, it's all the way to the top. So it's gone from being like 1 cup here to, well, no, it was actually like 2 cups. It was about here, all the way to the top. So it's active, it's doing what it should. Now I'm going to just take wooden spoon. Make sure you use wood. Just kind of push that down a little bit. I'm going to measure half of it into like a new starter. I have about 1 cup left in here. So use the measuring device on these jars. It comes in handy. So I know that 1 cup is right here. That's about how much starter I want. It's a little harder to see. Still have a little bit more than 1 cup here, so I'm going to pour a little bit more in there. Okay, I have about 1 cup in here. Good enough, right? I'm going to add 1.5 cups of water to the starter. Just going to give that a gentle little stir. And then we will add it to the flour. Okay, so first start with a clean glass bowl. You do not want to use metal. Don't know why. If you want to get scientific, look that up. Do that job. So this time I'm doing 2 cups of organic unbleached flour, as well as 2 cups of organic whole wheat flour to add in a little bit more nutrients there. So 4 cups flour altogether. Then salt. I like it a little on the salty side, so I do 2 teaspoons. You can do anywhere from 1 to really 3. It doesn't really matter. It just needs a little bit there, right? Okay, and take your spoon, just gently stir in the salt there. Now this is our jar that we have added water to the starter. Just pour that right in there. And just kind of fold in the flour here. So I do want to stress the importance of, you do want to use organic. Non-organic flours have a lot of toxins in them, same chemicals that they put into pesticides. So unless you want to be eating something that is made to kill bugs and weeds, probably don't want to be eating flour that has that stuff in there for you. Okay, so you can see that is about all that I have. I'm going to stir it to right now, like maybe just get a little bit more of the flour mixed in there. Okay, and take the dough off my spoon, and I am going to cover it and leave it like this for about 20 minutes, and then I will be back to it. Also, now I have a new start. So remember, we took half of this, or basically only took 1 cup of what we had, put everything else into this jar. This jar is now the new start. It gets covered, and you can either leave it on your counter or put it in your fridge. So that's what happens with that. So I will be back to show you what we're going to do with this next in about 20 minutes. That's it, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes now, so just going to do a quick lift and tuck, show you how to do that. So it's seriously this easy. Just grab it from the corner, put it in the center, next corner, put it in the center, corner here, tuck it in the center, lift and tuck. Cover it back up and forget it for another hour or 2, and then we're going to come back and do the exact same thing 2 or 3 more times. Okay, just back doing another tuck and fold. So same thing as before, just grab each corner and fold it in, and as you can see, the dough is becoming a lot more smooth. So just that, cover it and come back in another hour or 2. Okay, back for just one last tuck for the night. So same thing, just tuck it in, and if you want to add in any add-ons, this is a good time to do it. I didn't get around to doing anything, so I might just do it tomorrow morning on the final tuck. So just do that one last time, and since it is nighttime, I'm going to be covering it. This is a beeswax cloth, but go ahead and use saran wrap, a plastic wrap, get that tight on there, and put a towel over it, and then let it cool off in the fridge overnight, and I will see you in the morning. Hey, good morning. So it's a new day. I have had my sourdough in the fridge all night. It's about 10 a.m. Giving it a little while, just stay in the fridge a little bit longer, so it will be done closer to dinner time. So I will show you what it looks like and what I'm adding in it today. All right, so I just took it out of the fridge, taking the covers off. You can see that it has risen a little bit. So I did use whole wheat flour, so that does not rise as much. So if you want a bigger, fluffier bread, use all white flour. I want to just make it a little bit more nutrient dense, so I didn't. So I have some add-ins today. Went and picked a little bit of rosemary, oregano, and chopped up a bulb of fresh garlic. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of that. So it's a little bit of each before each fold. Also, I'm adding in a little bit of nutritional yeast. That's probably a little bit more than what I wanted, but it'll just give it a little bit like a cheesy little swirl in the middle. So, and as you can see with each fold, it's kind of, I'm pushing the air out. And I'm going to get the rest of what I have in this last one. And a little bit more the nutritional yeast, and then a couple more tucks, tuck and fold. All right, so there you have it. That's the last tuck and fold. You can add add-ins anytime you want. If it is something with a little bit more moisture in it, like raisins, I suggest doing it in this step. So, okay, so last step here, I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on the surface of my counter. Take the dough out. Just gonna do a quick little tuck and fold one more time. Just scoop out whatever dough is left in the glass bowl. And pick up these little pieces of garlic that fill out. And then I'm just gonna kind of shape it here slightly. Turn it over and just make a nice formed ball there. There you go. That's about it. I have my Dutch oven already lined with parchment paper. Just going to put that in there. Cover it up for about 3 or 4 hours for it to rise. And then we'll come back and bake it. All right, hello again. So it is the afternoon and now I'm just going to get the bread ready to bake. So let me show you how we do that. Okay, so taking a look at the bread here, it has rows. I'm going to just cradle it, lift it out with the parchment paper, just like so. And then score it. So I'm just using a serrated knife. You can get fancy, use whatever you want. I mean, it can be as simple as that. You can put whatever type of extras in it that you want to. I can never get fancy with the bread. It always ends up tasting delicious. To me, that's what matters. So, I mean, if you know how to make pretty designs, you go for it. That's about how well it's going to get for me. So we are going to preheat the oven. Both the Dutch oven pot as well as the lid gets to go in the oven to heat up 400 degrees. So I will be back in just a few minutes after that's reheated. We're just going to put the bread in the Dutch oven. So be back in just a few. Okay, so the oven has heated up. I am getting the pot out of the oven right here. It's steaming hot. I'm just going to lift up the sides of the bread here, put it back into the pot, and then pop the lid out of the oven, putting the lid on, and just like that, that will go into the oven for 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, so I'm just going to pull this bread out of the oven, and let me show you what it looks like now. Taking off the lid. That's what it looks like right now. And I'm just going to put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes and I will see you in a bit. Okay, so I just took the bread out of the oven. Let me show you how it looks. See, beautiful golden brown. I am just going to simply use the parchment paper to take it out. And we are going to keep it right here and toasty for 1 hour. So make sure you wait a full hour because it continues to just cook on the inside. If you can hear it, it's like slightly cracking and still baking. So very important. I know you're eager to try your bread, but give it 1 hour to rest and continue baking on the inside. It will still be nice, warm, and delicious when you slice it open. But yeah, so hey, here's my bread, and let me know how yours turns out. Have a great day.